Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Melissa. I'm from cureendometriosis.com. So yesterday I went to a gluten-free shop, and really the whole reason I went there was just to find some unique grains that I could add to my muesli. Anyway, I got chatting to the owner of the store, and she sort of started explaining to me more about gluten intolerances. And I asked her, well, what kind of symptoms does someone who has gluten intolerance have? And the few things that she mentioned, I started to recognize as quite similar to what we suffer with endometriosis. She mentioned things like baggy eyes, so you've got dark rims under your eyes, a bloated stomach, gassiness, a feeling of sort of bloatedness, digestive issues, mood swings, and like what she called a foggy brain, so not a clarity of mind, just cramping in the stomach. And it was quite interesting because I did find that a lot of these symptoms sounded very much like what we have with endometriosis. And I wondered whether there was some correlation as to perhaps maybe the gluten intolerance was there initially from a young age, and we slowly from that might have developed the condition of endometriosis as well. It's kind of a bit of a chicken or the egg scenario, because obviously they say that gluten does aggravate the symptoms of endometriosis, but I'm also debating whether the gluten intolerance might have actually been a contributor to developing endometriosis. The way that I'm sort of looking at it is that basically gluten intolerance is essentially your body's not able to digest the gluten, the stuff that basically you find in breads and muffins and most of our baked goods. It's kind of like a glue, and we're eating that, and we're asking our body to digest that. Now in the olden days, wheat was actually quite a good grain, but because bread has become such a common thing, they've now over-processed the whole process of making bread. So they've taken a lot of the good nutrients out of the flour, and then they try and sort of shove it back in. But basically what happens is, because your body's struggling to digest it, it then causes a difficulty in absorbing minerals. And one of those minerals is iron. The others would naturally follow suit, so your selenium, your magnesium, and those minerals that we know are highly beneficial to endometriosis, or that are attributed to developing endometriosis. So I guess the thing is, what do we do from here? Do we look at potentially whether we have got a gluten intolerance? And that's what I pretty much did. So I went to the library, got a book out about gluten intolerance, and looked at the symptoms, and essentially the symptoms are very similar to endometriosis, but one of them that's mentioned on here is iron deficiency and infertility. You have sore, aching bones, you have skin conditions, headaches, migraines, you feel depressed, can't think clearly, and feeling tired and exhausted and lethargic after eating any kind of gluten, which I have noticed in myself. So what they suggest is actually getting a blood test, and there's a long list of tests here. So there are 7 blood tests that they recommend, but basically each one will come together and ascertain whether you are gluten intolerant or not. Now I'll put all these on the website so you can get a specific breakdown. So just something to think about, whether we should be going gluten-free. Now for me this is probably not going to be all that hard to do, because I'm currently not eating a lot of bread anyway, but it's things like cutting out your oats, your barley, your rye, which I currently have in my muesli, and also looking at in your certain sauces and other ingredients that might contain wheat, and then just cutting those out as well. So just some food for thought. Just thought I'd share that with you, and love to hear your thoughts if you are currently eating gluten-free, whether you've tried it, whether you found it beneficial for endometriosis, and just let me know, and I'd love to hear what you have to say, and we can explore it a little bit further. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.